Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today at the Creating Your Tomorrow with PFP at TP virtual talk. Please do note that the Polytechnic Foundation Programme, also known as PFP, is only meant for normal academic students who have taken their N level in 2021. I will be sharing some key information here today. However, if you do have some questions along the way, please feel free to leave your questions at the chat for our Q&A, and some of my colleagues will pick up your questions to be answered. We will also be answering some Q&A questions at the end of our virtual talk. Please note that this session is recorded and will be accessible from our TP Open House website. I am Mrs. Kwan, one of the lecturers here at the Center for Foundation Studies. I'll be sharing some key information such as entry requirements, diploma courses available, as well as the overview of PFP at TP. Thereafter, some of our current PFP students will be sharing their personal experiences here of their time in the PFP program. PFP at TP provides an alternative pathway for top and A-level students where instead of taking O-level at Sec 5, they will complete a one-year foundational program here in TP before moving on to the 3 years diploma program. During this 1 year, they will be exposed to diploma-relevant subjects through a practice-oriented curriculum. This will provide them with a head start for their polytechnic education right from the PFP year. Here are the requirements for students to meet in order to qualify for PFP at TP. Students will need to obtain 12 points or better for EL, MA, B3 aggregate score. Do note that EL, MA, B3 aggregate do not include CCA bonus points. You must also meet the specific subject-based minimum requirements. Entry into PFP at TP is based on 2 groups of diploma courses. For Group 1 courses, you will need to obtain a minimum of B3 for English Language Syllabus A, Math, and 3 other subjects. These are Group 1 courses from the School of Applied Science. VetTech is one of our most popular courses here in TP because it's unique to TP itself. From the School of Design, you realize that a lot of the lecturers here in the School of Design are award-winning and industry-linked lecturers. From the School of Engineering, Aerospace and Aviation Management are one of our more popular diploma courses too. And from the School of Informatics and IT, Game Design, Cybersecurity and Digital Forensic, as well as Artificial Intelligence have always been a hot favorite with some of our students. For Group 2 courses, do note the key difference is a minimum of an A2 for English Language Syllabus A. The minimum required grade for all other subjects is a B3. These are the Group 2 courses. From the School of Business, you realize that we actually offer at TP Law and Management, which is not offered at many polytechnics. Also, Communications and Media Management, where some of the well-known Singapore celebrities are from, such as Kelly and Barbara Latimer. And from the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, TP is the only polytechnic that offers a gerontology diploma. And of course, our ever-popular Psychology Studies diploma. Here is an example of how your aggregate score is computed. You'll notice that student A here qualifies for both Group 1 and Group 2 diploma courses because she has obtained an A2 for English Language Syllabus A. We'd like to stress that if you have obtained a B4 for any subjects at N level, even if your aggregate score is less than 12, you will not qualify for PFP. Hence, a B3 is the minimum grade allowed for 5 subjects computation for EL, MA, B3 aggregate score. Now, some of you may have taken subjects at all levels and you're waiting for the results to reach you. For students who take subjects at O level, you may use this in the computation and conversion, where A1 to B3 will be converted into 1 aggregate point, B4 to C6 into 2 aggregate points, and D7 to 3 points. Do note, E8 and F9 will not be taken into consideration. CCA bonus points will only be calculated after you've met the minimum requirement of EL, MA, B3 less than 12. Now, some of you may say, wow, that's really complicated. How do we calculate the aggregate score? Don't worry, because MOE will make the necessary calculation for you and let you know what your EL, MA, B3 aggregate score is, as well as what are the courses available for you to apply for. Now, let's move on to an overview of what you will study at PFP at TP. PFP is a one-year program consisting of 2 semesters. Each semester, our students will take 5 common subjects and 2 domain cluster subjects which are relevant to their diploma. Here's the breakdown of the various domain cluster subjects offered by each of our 6 schools. So for example, if you're a student taking a business diploma, you will then take 2 business-related modules, understanding customers, as well as financial aspects of business, on top of the 5 common subjects taken by all PFP students. In order to progress from semester 1 to semester 2, you must pass all subjects. Here are subjects that you will take in semester 2. Please do note that should you fail any subject, you will not be allowed to progress to your diploma course. PFP is a single attempt program. So some students then come back and ask, what if we fail? What are the chances of failing? Don't worry, because we do monitor our students right from the start of PFP year. Your lecturers, your subject tutors, and your care person will monitor you from the start, and not just academically, but also non-academically as well. Please do remember, poly education also means consistent work, where your grades will come from assignments, tests, quizzes, and exams that will be carried throughout the semester. So you will need to work consistently throughout the semester. Over the years, our PFP students have done us proud, since our very first batch of PFP at TP students graduated in 2017. We are pleased to say that we have produced 29 gold medalists, 32 silver medalists, and 23 bronze medalists. These medals are awarded to top students of each diploma course. Here are 2 of our award-winning alumni. Cas Fu is a Serangoon Secondary School alumni, and he just graduated in 2021 with a diploma in biomedical engineering with merit. He was a gold medalist and also a Seah Soon Ming Scholarship Award winner. While serving his national service now, he has already gained admission into NTU's computer science degree. Ong Hui Min is a recipient of the Service Excellence Group Award and the CCA Merit Leadership Award. She graduated with a diploma in Hospitality and Tourism Management with merit in 2021 as well. A Pei Hwa Secondary School alumni, she is currently pursuing a Bachelor of Business Management at SMU. Here are some useful web links that you could use to talk to some of our lecturers who are on e-course counselings throughout the TP Open House days. You could book appointments through our TP Open House website to speak to some of our lecturers in the econs counseling rooms through the website here. You may also want to follow us on our Instagram page or email us some of your questions if you have questions after today's session. Don't worry, I will be sharing these useful links again in a short while. And my colleagues will also be posting up these web links in a short while in the Q&A chat. Please continue to send your questions to our chat section to the Q&A segment. We will now move on to have some of our current PFP students who will share their personal take about being in the program.
Hello, my name is Fadin Ikram and I graduated from St. Hilda's Secondary School. Since the beginning of Site 3, I had plans to enter PFP after my N-levels, and I felt that it was the right choice for me. Fortunately, not only am I able to enter PFP, but I am also able to pursue Mechatronics, which is the course that I have interest in. When I first entered PFP at TP, I felt quite worried. I was worried about how I would cope with the new environment and subjects. However, my lecturers have been very approachable and have supported me in my journey, believing in my potential to be the best that I can be. They will always remind me to be open to other possibilities, especially when I face difficulties in my studies. Additionally, their support helped me realize the importance of being proactive and taking ownership of my own studies. The course I have chosen to pursue is a diploma in mechatronics. The reason why I chose PFP at TP is because it offers me a head start in my PFP year. PFP at TP engineering students are introduced to engineering modules such as prototyping and engineering science. Prototyping is a practice-based subject, which means it requires physical skills to complete the projects and assignments. Some of the assignments were about soldering one electronic component to an electronic board, while others are about creating an object out of an aluminum sheet. On the other hand, engineering science helped me deepen my understanding in physics and gave me great insights to what I would be studying in my diploma upon completion of my PFP year. Overall, these modules are what made PFP unique and enjoyable to me as it exudes vibrancy. Not only am I learning the theory behind certain practices, I'm also applying this knowledge as I complete multiple hands-on projects. Outside the classroom, I am part of the PFP ambassadors. I'm also the secretary of the EXCO committee. Throughout the year, I have been part of multiple events and projects, as well as overseeing them, one of which was a Toastmasters workshop team that occurred in November. Prior to that, my EXCO members and I collaborated with the Toastmasters team from TP to organize the workshop. Additionally, we also aid the Toastmasters team by facilitating during the workshop. Another project that I am part of is the Feel Good Friday IG team. This project started in early December 2021 and it will last till the end of February. During this project.
Hi everyone, I'm Portia Carl and I graduated from Temasek Secondary School. I'm currently in my PFP year and will be going on to do Common Business Programme. When I first received my N-level results, the question of what course I was going to choose was very intimidating to me. However, upon further reflection, I realized that I was interested in business, but could not decide what business course to get my diploma in. Therefore, Common Business Programme at TP was undoubtedly the best option for me. It allows me to have an overview of all business subjects before choosing what I want to specialize in. My PFP journey has been very interesting and fun so far. When school first started, we were on full HBL, and it slowly progressed to having classes on campus a few times a week. Personally, it took a while to adjust, but my care person made sure to check up on us, which made me feel very welcome and encouraged as the semester passed. Despite the situation, my classmates and I had many opportunities to bond. One example would be the discussions and activities conducted during our personal development and effectiveness classes. In PFP at TP, we take modules that are specific to the domain cluster that we belong to. Currently, I'm taking business-related modules such as understanding business environment, understanding customers, and financial aspects of business. These modules provide me with practice-based learning, thus allowing me a better understanding of the business environment and fundamental knowledge of what it takes to run a business. Furthermore, PFP helps build our foundation and gives us an advantage when we proceed to year one. PFP students will be more familiar with the terms used during lessons and overall more confident in their learning. Additionally, having gone through home-based learning, I've been empowered to take action and greater ownership of my learning and picked up valuable skills in time management and self-directed learning. All in all, PFP at TP has definitely taught me the importance of time management, responsibility, and teamwork. It has also helped strengthen my foundation and help me adapt to the tertiary education. As my PFP at TP year comes to an end, I'm excited about the unknown, but I'm open to the endless possibilities and opportunities too. I'm excited to go into the next year prepared and confident to take up more in my polytechnic life. I've made PFP at TP my choice, and I hope you do too. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kozitian Peter. I graduated from Hai Sing Catholic School, and I'm currently studying in PFP at TP. I have chosen the Common ICT course for year one of my diploma, as it will allow me to try out different areas of ICT before I choose my specialization in year two. My PFP at TP experience has been wonderful and certainly very different from primary and secondary school years, and I am enjoying the learning here very much. After my N-levels, I wasn't very sure what to choose as my diploma of choice. I had many teachers and friends advising me to choose engineering, psychology, or even business diplomas, but I realized that my interest lies in coding. Hence, I chose the Common ICT program, which will develop my interests while exposing me to other IT-related courses offered. My PFP year prepares me for my diploma as it teaches me more about coding, logic, and algorithms, and I have had lots of fun learning about them. Furthermore, talking to my seniors about the subjects I will learn has gotten me even more excited. The PFP at TP year has been a fantastic journey for me. The PFP subjects have taught me about research, communications, and personal development, all of which I will be able to bring with me into my diploma years. Despite the majority of our classes being home-based learning, I'm still able to make friends in my PFP class because Temasek Polytechnic has adopted a hybrid model where some classes are HBL and some are conducted on campus. Thus, I am given the opportunity to interact with my classmates and build bonds through group works. We tend to use the convenient and resourceful 10-story library for research and projects. After that, we would then go to either one of the 5 canteens for lunch. Furthermore, my friends and I use the TP sports facilities from time to time to play sports like volleyball and badminton. I'm certain after we graduate from our PFP year, we will still be good friends. I do hope you will choose to join PFP at TP like I did. I believe it will help you to adjust to year one a lot better since you are able to build a foundation. On top of that, we get to experience polytechnic life, which is very different from primary and secondary school life. We also learn to become independent learners while making friends here at PFP at TP even before we join year one. I have created my tomorrow with PFP at TP, and I hope you do too. Thank you.
Wow, those were really fascinating perspectives shared by some of our current PFP students. I hope you've enjoyed listening to their experiences as much as I had. Okay, we do have some questions coming up now. We're going to go into the Q&A segment for today's virtual talk. So please do continue to post your questions onto our Q&A chat, where we will then attempt to pick up some questions for questions and answer. Okay, I think we have one here which is asking about what happens if we fail. Okay, or like, okay, that is something that we get asked quite often by both parents as well as students. Okay, one thing about PFP at TP, you'll find that the lecturers will start monitoring our students right from the very beginning. We will monitor our students via our care person, which is basically like a form teacher, okay, but we call it a care person, who may or may not teach you in a subject, an academic subject, although they will definitely teach you for personal development. And the subject tutors as well, the other lecturers, will also monitor you. So we monitor our students quite closely from the start, both academically and non-academically. And because our grades come from consistent work throughout the semester, we will be able to monitor each assignment, which will then make up the final results. Okay, so at every single assignment, we monitor our students. And if we ever find any of our students struggling at any point in time during the semester, we will offer academic learning support program as well as non-academic counseling as well. So there's a lot of monitoring that happens for our students. So there should not be too much of a worry about failing unless you are coming into the program with the idea of not working hard, because you do need to put in consistent work. You do need to come in with a good learning attitude so that you can put in the consistent hard work required to get the grades. Okay, so that is a common question that we often get asked about PFP. Let me see if there are any new questions coming into our Q&A channel. Okay, please feel free to post your questions onto our PFP channel. I think you've heard from Fadin, Portia, and Peter earlier, and some of them are taking the Common Business and the Common ICT program. You realize that at Temasek Polytechnic, we have these Common Engineering, Common Business, Common ICT program. Now, these are for students who may not have made up their mind. They know that their interest is in business, is in commerce, but they are not quite sure which part of business to specialize in, which part of ICT they want to go into just yet. So this offers them an overview of all the diplomas that are offered in the IT school or offered in the business school or engineering school. Then thereafter, they will be allowed to choose after trying out one semester within each of these specialization, where they will take a range of subjects. Then based on their results as well as their interests, they will then be offered a choice of where to go within the engineering school, the business school, or the ICT school. And you do realize that in each of these schools, we have quite a number of diplomas to choose from. Okay, we have one question coming in from Rafi, asking if we can change course halfway. Okay, so students are encouraged to choose their courses carefully and wisely while applying for PFP. Okay, because you are given, if I'm not wrong, 5 choices during the invitation to apply for PFP. And you should go into our website, go into each of these diplomas and have a look at your interest as well as match it to the different diplomas offered by the 6 schools available in Temasek Polytechnic. Students are not encouraged to transfer, not encouraged to change course at any point during the PFP year. Okay, so you should choose your course very, very carefully during your application because it's not encouraged at all for you to transfer to another course. During the PFP year, it's not encouraged, not very, very strongly discouraged after the PFP year as well. So please do ensure that you choose your course very, very carefully during the application. You do have 5, if I'm not wrong, to 6 options to choose from. Okay. Okay, Rafi is asking again, will there be group projects? Wow, wait, Rafi has 3 questions. Okay, so let me answer each question separately. Okay, so first question, will there be group projects? Yes. Okay. There will be group projects. Almost every subject that you go into will have individual segments as well as group project segments. Because at the poly level, we do train you as an adult. We train you as a tertiary education institution student. So we do train you for the industry. So we would like you to learn how to work in teams, hence the necessity for having group projects. Okay, although there will be some group projects and some individual assignments for every single subject. Okay, so it's not all group projects. Okay, how many students are there from each diploma? Now, this is diploma specific. However, generally, or as a general guide, PFP take in about 10% of the total diploma cohort. So it depends on what the diploma cohort is for. Let's say, I'm just plucking a number from the air. Let's say the diploma in business takes in 200 students, then they will take in plus minus 20 students for PFP. Okay, so the calculation is that thereabouts, and that's how they will match it to the PFP students. Okay, so that's how they would calculate for PFP as well as the diploma. Each diploma has a different intake, number of intakes for students. Okay, so would a group project be with students from the same diploma? Okay, so that's the third question by Rafi. Yes, generally, you will be grouped together with students who are going into the same school as you. May not be the same diploma within the school, but you will be grouped in classes with students who will move into the school with you. So for example, the School of Business students, you will have students who are taking Common Business Program with you. You may have students taking Diploma in Hospitality Management with you. You may also have students taking Diploma in Culinary and Catering Management in the same class. However, they are all moving towards the School of Business. Okay, so all within the same school, although not all may move towards the same diploma. Okay, Rafi. So that is 3 questions, okay, in your Q&A. Okay, let me see whether there are any more questions coming in to our Q&A chat channel. Okay, I think I think my colleagues have also helped to answer some of the other questions that are coming in as well. One thing that I should point out to you in PFP, when you apply for the courses, you are essentially reserving your place in a particular diploma. So you are taking a place from another student in that sense, okay, in that diploma. So you do want to choose your diploma wisely and very carefully as well, especially for those of you who already know what interests you have for a diploma. So for some of you, maybe design is something that you're very interested in, and you go into, say, fashion design because you are really, really interested in fashion and you want to do that. So when you are offered the invitation to apply for PFP and you put, let's say, design courses as one of your options and you're offered that, then basically you have reserved your place within the diploma. You no longer have to go through the JAE process, which the O-level students will have. However, if you are not very sure of which diplomas to take or which avenue to go into for further education, then you may want to consider the O-level pathway, okay, which will give you additional time to decide what is your area of interest, because the O-level pathway will also give you the additional steps into A-levels or to go into the Polytechnic. So it still gives you a wider range of choices. So there are different ways, different pathways available for normal academic students now. So have a think about it, have a talk, have a chat with your parents, okay? Do you want to go through the the O level pathway, which is into Sec 5, or to choose PFP where you are very sure of what area of interest you're already interested in, and that's when you reserve your place in a diploma, or you choose a common business or common engineering or common ICT program, because that's where your interest lies, in IT or in engineering or in business. Okay, so there are a lot of different pathways available for NA students now, and you do have to think about it carefully. Speak with your friends, some of your seniors who are already here at PFP, or speak with your friends who are taking Sec 5 and get your opinions, as well as, of course, please talk to your parents and get their assistance to help you to decide. Okay, let me see. Do we have any more questions for me or for my colleagues to help you with in terms of PFP subjects, or what you would do here at PFP, how we help our students here at PFP to move on to their diplomas? One thing unique about PFP at TP, I know PFP is offered at all other polytechnics, at all the 5 polytechnics. However, PFP at TP, we offer what we call 5 common subjects as well as 2 domain cluster subjects which are relevant to your diploma. So all students come in here taking 7 subjects, 5 common and 2 domain cluster ones. If you look at other polytechnics PFP, they have more general catering to, say, a science cluster or an arts cluster, whereas in PFP at TP, our uniqueness is that we offer 2 subjects that are relevant to your diploma. So that is something that has been very attractive for our PFP at TP students. Okay, yes, please leave me some questions if there are any. Okay, because I don't see any coming in on our chat. Interestingly, about courses, we do have a long list of diplomas offered at TP. So you may want to go onto our TP website and go through the different diplomas offered by the 6 different schools that we have here to find out more about the diplomas, and then decide which one is your area of interest. Okay, so yourself as well as your parents may want to get those information ready so that you can make your decisions. Okay. Okay, the question that is coming in, okay, what is so special about PFP at TP compared to PFP elsewhere? As indicated earlier, PFP at TP, we have 2 domain cluster subjects that is taken by the School of Business or School of Design. Okay, so those 2 domain subjects are relevant to the diplomas of that particular school. So yes, that's what is special at TP. And the lecturers that come in to teach the domain cluster subjects come from the school which you will go into to pursue your diploma. So you will get in touch with some of these lecturers from your school, and they will teach you subjects that are relevant to your diploma. Okay, I see a question coming in, which is about learning opportunities, both local and foreign. This is more related to the Diploma of Aviation. So unfortunately, we won't be able to answer this question. At PFP, it is a foundational year. So there is no learning or foreign learning opportunity as well, especially during COVID right now. But although we do have learning journeys and learning opportunities that have been carried online now due to the COVID-19 situation, and we do have different learning journeys that are related to our academia related subjects. Okay, so in terms of relation to a particular diploma, that is more diploma specific. So then when the students move on to the diploma, then obviously there are a lot more opportunities. And in the poly setting, internship especially, okay, internship can be done both locally as well as foreign. So this is more a diploma level question rather than a PFP, because PFP is only 1 year. Okay, so we don't really have a lot of time for some of these things because we only have 1 year and 2 semesters with our students, whereas at the diploma is 3 years. Okay. After PFP, do we still have to take up all the full subjects in year 1? Okay, so this question coming up, yes, because PFP is the foundation year, so you are not taking any diploma subjects in PFP. You are taking PFP subjects. Okay, so you do not take any diploma subjects. You do take 2 diploma relevant subjects. So 2 subjects that are relevant to your diploma, however, they are not considered diploma subjects. Okay, so you will convert, well, in PFP here, we call it year 0, okay, because it's a foundation year. Then you move on to the first year of the diploma, where you will meet some of your friends who have taken Sec 5 O levels, okay, so you will start first year together with them. Okay, so you will join year 1 of the diploma. However, you will have a head start because number 1, you will know how the poly education system works. You will realize that we run very differently from the secondary school. Okay, we teach, I think some of the student sharing have indicated, we teach you about independent learning. We teach you about how to access information independently. And then we give you instructions, and there are certain things that you have to find independently. So we don't have textbooks. We don't have notes or handouts for you. You do have to access some information on your own. We treat you basically as young adults here, and you will need to learn how to manage the information that is given to you in class and then apply it to assignments. Okay, so that is the head start that you will get, and on top of the fact that you will be working on subjects that are relevant to your diploma, so you will have a little bit more knowledge than people coming in from O levels. Okay, so yes, that is so yes, you will still take the full 3 years diploma together with everyone else who's coming in at year 1 of the diploma. Okay, are the PFP common subjects the same in other polys? No. Okay. Well, there are similarities, but not exactly the same. Okay, there are similarities in terms of the PFP common subjects across 5 polytechnics, but they're not exactly the same. Okay, we don't run them exactly the same way. And again, I reiterate, PFP at TP is rather a unique place to do your PFP, because we have that 5 common that all PFP students, okay, 5 common subjects taken by all PFP students, and the 2 domain subjects that are relevant to your diploma. So IT students will take 2 relevant subjects related to IT. Applied science students will take 2 relevant subjects to applied science. Okay, business students will take 2 relevant subjects to business, and then design students will take 2 relevant subjects that only applies to design students. So 5 subjects taken by all PFP students, and then 2 subjects that are relevant to your diploma. Okay, so that is something that is very unique that is offered here at PFP at TP. Yeah, freshman orientation. Yes, that question has come up quite often, and my colleague has assisted to answer that as well. Yes, we do at the poly level tend to have freshman orientation, both for PFP as well as for year 1s. Okay, however, because of the COVID-19 situation, at the past few years, we may not have been able to have it on campus. Okay, although we do prefer to have our orientation on campus, because we feel that onboarding on campus is important for students to get a feel of the campus, as well as to meet their care persons and their classmates. However, with the COVID situation, we were not always able to do that. Okay, yes, yes, that's something that my colleague has also answered. At the polytechnic level, our classes are kept to about 20 to 25 students in a class. So it's a generally smaller class than at secondary school. Also, our lesson timings are not as short. Our lessons are about 2 to 4 hours. So between 2 hours to 3 hours to 4 hours. So lessons timing are generally quite long. And we don't have a set time for daily lessons. So basically, some days you may start at 9 and finish at 6 p.m. Okay, and then with project work, you may stay a little later to discuss meetings and all that with your classmates. Some days you may start at 11 a.m. and finish at, say, 3 p.m. Okay, some days you may start at 10 a.m. and finish at 4 p.m. So it really depends. The timetable will vary day to day, although it generally will be from Monday to Friday. Okay, so yes, generally it will cut across from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So there will be some days that are generally quite long, especially when group projects are due. You may have to stay back to talk to your group members about completing the project, or meet to see what needs to be done for group projects. Okay, so if you also participate in PFP Ambassadors pipeline, which is our newsletter, and some of the other CCAs available, then of course you may also stay on in campus a little longer. Okay, so yes. And I think you've heard from Peter earlier, we have a 10-story library here at TP. Okay, and there are discussion rooms in the library. There are online resources available for you. So our students do make use of the library here quite frequently for assignments as well as for discussions. We have a lot of food outlets here as well. On top of canteens, we also have McDonald's, Subway, okay, available in the Poly. So you have a lot of food choices as well. It's basically like a tertiary institution setting already here at Polytechnic. Okay, so that might be of interest to some of you. Any more questions? Do we have any more questions? Any last questions before we end the virtual talk today? Okay, perhaps I can take one last question. Okay. Okay, I see one question coming in. What's the usual timing for lessons? Okay, one message came in directly to me instead. Okay, please post your questions to Q&A. Okay, our usual timing, I think I mentioned that earlier. I'll just repeat myself a little. Our usual timing, there's no usual timing. Okay, your timetable will vary from semester to semester. And in Polytechnic, so from PFP year all the way until your diploma years, your timing for lessons will depend, but generally it's 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. There will be some breaks in between the lessons. Some days you will start at 9, some days you may start at 10. For some lab sessions, they may even start at 8 a.m. Okay, so but generally lessons finish at 6 p.m. So it's a long day. Some days will be shorter than others. Okay. One question coming in, is lesson HBL or face-to-face? Okay, depending on the situation. Okay, of course, we've had, during circuit breaker, had 100% HBL as with the rest of Singapore. So we have had lessons that are HBL. We also have had lessons that are face-to-face when restrictions were more relaxed. Okay, especially for lab sessions, for diplomas that require lab sessions. So our applied science and our engineering students, our PFP students who are moving to applied science and engineering will have some lab sessions as well. Our IT students as well will also have some lab sessions. So these lab sessions, when restrictions were relaxed, we brought some of these students back for lab sessions as well. And of course now, with schools reopening, we are having more face-to-face lessons as well, although some lessons are still on HBL. Okay. Okay, any more questions? Because I think that's okay. Last questions. Okay, don't worry if you do think of any questions that you have not asked today. Please feel free to go into our TP website, okay, and go into our e-course counseling, which is still taking place now. And tomorrow as well, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., please go ahead and book your appointments to talk to other lecturers who are manning the e-course counseling Zoom meetings. And they will be more than happy to chat with you about PFP at TP. If you need any more information that I have shared on my slides today, they are all available on our PFP at TP website, as well as our IG page, okay, our Instagram page, which is manned by our lecturers as well as our PFP ambassadors, which are our student leaders. They have also uploaded information onto our IG page. And alternatively, of course, you can email us if you have any more questions. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you found the information that we've shared to be helpful in considering your choices after your N level. I hope to see you here at PFP at TP in April 2022. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye.